One of the coolest things about being into whiskey is being in a whiskey club. And if you are really lucky, sometimes your whiskey club gets to make exceptional barrel picks. Like ones from Old Louisville. We're going to find out just how good this one is. Roll that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to T-Rod Whiskey, the internet's most okayest whiskey review channel. I am, of course, your host, T-Rod. If you have found your way here, glad to have you. Welcome. Been a bit of a day, hopefully not as bad as some of yours, but hopefully better than others. Yeah. So, what we're going to look at today is a very special single barrel pick that was done by my local barrel club. And this is an Old Louisville Whiskey Company, 10-year-old. It's uncut, non-chill filtered, 116.8 proof. And this was actually a pick that was done to celebrate the retirement of one of the members in the group. And, before we go any further, I just want to say thank you to Luciano for always making these picks happen. Luciano has an absolutely incredible palate and a nose that just... He's really, really good at the whiskey game. And luckily, I was able to get a hold of one of these. I love the presentation on these because they all come in these nice, wonderful, velvety bags. Makes me feel like I'm getting something special. So, a little bit about Old Louisville. They are located in Kentucky. I believe they are an NDP. It says distilled in Kentucky and Indiana, bottled by Old Louisville. So, leads me to believe they're sourcing from like MGP in Bardstown, but then they're aging, blending, etc. At their facility. And by all accounts, this is a banger of a bottle. I've only gotten into it a little bit, but enough for the oxygen to get to it and it to open up. Just a cool brand. They're doing a lot of really fun stuff. Maple barrel finished, Mizunara finish. They did some high age statement, hazmat proof light whiskeys that were really cool. This one is the second Michigan barrel pick, I believe. And both of these picks were done by, this was the Michigan Barrel Club, or Motor City Bourbon Club. I apologize. Motor City Bourbon Club. It's Old Louisville. It's an 11 year, sorry, not a 10 year. And it is MGP source, so 74% corn, 21% rye, 5% malted barley. So 21% MGP, and just really, really dark color. I don't know if you guys can see just how dark that is, but it's really impressive. I think this one, because it was single barrel, I think this ran me about $140 or $150. And I consider that to be a steal, just because some of these blending houses or NDPs are really, really doing a nice job putting out some fantastic whiskeys. If you guys are of that mindset that, oh, it's just MGP and you kind of dismiss NDPs because they're not doing anything original, I don't think that is true. And I also kind of think it's a little bit, misguided. Just because it's distilled someplace, aging is a big factor, blending is a big factor, the environment in which the whiskey continues to age is a factor. So, just because it's MGP whiskey or it's Bardstown or Green River or what have you, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to taste the same as, say, a Bullet or some other producer that is sourcing from them. So that said, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Give it a nice little tasty taste and see what we think. This has been open for a few weeks, so it should be pretty well opened up. I will say I was a very large fan of this one. I was also a fan of last year's pick that this club did from Old Louisville. Really nice bronze color. Nothing super weird about it. I mean, it's just really good bourbon, as far as I know. But on the nose, proof and oak right away. Some vanilla. Almost like a wood sugar note, like a sweet wood comes out of that. A little bit of like brown sugar. But then there's also just a faint hint of like a burnt citrus rind. I want to say it's like a burnt orange rind, but it's very subtle. This is one where I feel like I really got to take my time to really pick through it and see just how good it is. It coats super, super well. I don't even think the camera is going to be able to do it any justice, but it is extremely viscous, extremely oily, has a really, really nice deep color to it. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Cheers, guys. Okay, that was my first sip of the night, so no tasting notes, but can already tell it's going to be good. Whew. I know it's only 116 proof. Feels like it's a little bit hotter than that. Also could just be I'm draining a little bit, so here we go. Oh, that's good. Ooh. Caramel and molasses chewy candy. No spice to that. Creamy, oily. Caramel, molasses, brown sugar. There's a slight hint of like a white fruit that's kind of, it's there, but it's not really there. It's very aloof, right? It's not in your face. It's just, okay. All right, let's go in for another sip. Okay, so by the second sip, the burn is gone. I'm getting more chewy, more chocolatey, still that molasses and brown sugar, a little bit of wood, some barrel char, some vanillins, right? Vanillins, is that the fancy word for like vanilla tannins? And I mean, it's complex. Look at, I mean, it's beating up on the glass because it's so oily. It coats really well. I mean, I'm still picking through the taste right now and it's long gone. It coats amazing. Classical bourbon notes, but really, really, really well defined bourbon notes, but it's complex enough that it keeps you digging, but it's not so complex that everything feels muddled together. It feels really well like assembled. It works well together. You know, the front palate, the mid palate, the finish, the linger, how well it coats. Really just a really nice whiskey. And like the only hint of any kind of rye that I have going on here is like on the front palate. And it's very mild and it's here and it's gone. By the time it hits the mid palate, forget it. Definitely a little bit on like the more sweet side of classical bourbons, but not in a bad way. It's not sugary. It's just sweet. It's a sweeter bourbon for me. So if I had to give this a score, I'm just shooting from the hip. I'm going to go like 8.6 on this. I think it's very good. I think this might be in the running for my bottle of the year. I like the age statement on it. I like the presentation on it. I don't think the price is terrible by any means for a single barrel. I think the complexity is fantastic. I think the color is great. I love that there's a tater sticker on the back for Bill. It's really well put together, really well presented. I like these old Louisville bottles. The first one I got last year, I was a little hesitant because I'm like, the price tag, I don't know anything about it, but I trusted the guys in the group not to steer me wrong. And boy, was I relieved and reassured. And now I will trust their palates inexplicably. I am 110% down for whatever picks they want to grab, especially if it comes from old Louisville. Yeah. Gosh, molasses and brown sugar chew. So good. Well, that's really it, guys. That's what I have to say about this one. Hopefully you found this informative. Hopefully you'll be back for even more videos. I try not to make these things too clickbaity, but y'all are not cooperating with me. I need more subs. I need more activity, more food for the algorithm. So maybe we'll get weird with the thumbnail. But until next time, guys, cheers.